Hello everyone, welcome to Sunburned Albino plays Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, episode 13. So we're in the middle of the, like the second third of the trial. I just had to brute force guess, spend 25 minutes trying to come to the conclusion that somebody got beat to death with a fucking swimsuit. So, you can imagine where I think logic is going to play a role in the rest of this.
Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D.
Girl D. You're talking about Mahiru, right?
Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean?
The piece of face that became an important clue in the music room murder. Girl D got rid of it.
And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D. Girl D was being harassed by the victim. Girl E found out and tried to stop it. And they ended up getting into an argument.
And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her.
But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death.
She probably made her unconscious by accident. And from there, she couldn't go back. I somewhat understand that feeling.
You can? That's pretty scary.
But Girl E was also killed by someone on the 4th day. Or the game's last day. I might as well ask just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E?
Girl E's killer. Right now the only person I can think of is that guy. Guy F.
I see! It should have been Guy F.
A scenario where Guy F murders Girl E out of a burning, hellfire desire to avenge his murdered sister.
But Guy F is... What? It's just a story in a video game, isn't it?
That's all you can say. If that game is telling the truth, it'd be a huge problem for you.
Hey, clear this up for me. Those of you who appeared as characters in the game, do you remember this incident?
That is... I'm terribly sorry, but...
They don't remember. That's obvious. Because their school memories were, like, totally stolen.
Oh, yeah.
Even if I don't remember, I already know. It's obvious that guy is the killer. No one would kill a nice person like Mahiru besides a piece of shit menace to society like Hiyoko. Girl E and Mahiru were killed by that guy.
You sure do talk a lot of shit. Well, I'm used to it by now.
But does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that game? Perhaps the two are unrelated.
No, the game and Mahiru's death are probably related. In actuality, there's an important shared point with Girl E and Mahiru's murder. The metal bat.
I can prove it with this! I'm not sure the two events are unrelated. At the very least, the killer has definitely played the game. As proof, Mahiru, who was killed in the beach house, and Girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat. There's no way we can ignore that connection.
Someone must have wanted to split her head open the exact same way they avenged the first victim. Hey, why don't you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right?
You better cut that out right now! There is no way a stupid game could be the motive!
You're dumb enough to believe that stupid game, and that's why you killed her as revenge!
If you keep making up your mind like that, we're just going to go around in circles. And it's true Fuyuhiko may look suspicious, but don't you think that'd be too obvious?
What are you...
I mean, there's a possibility that it's a trap set by the true killer.
Trap? What do you mean?
The true killer played that game, and most likely found out about the relationships between the characters. That person could be using that knowledge to try to set up Fuyuhiko.
Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and used the game motive as their cover?
Isn't that what happened, Hiyoko?
Huh?
Don't you understand? I'm saying you might be the true killer.
can only laugh. What are you even saying, you nasty toilet clogging bitch?
Oh, there are a lot of things here. Okay, we'll have to go through it once.
What are you saying, you four-eyed troll? Accusing me of killing Mahiru? You're so mean!
Why do you doubt Hiyoko? Do you know where Hiyoko was today?
Okay, footprints on the beach probably will be it.
She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
Yep, that's correct.
But I didn't go to the beach house!
Nope, that's incorrect.
No, that's wrong! Wait a minute. You should have been at the beach house, Hiyoko.
Seriously, I told you I didn't!
But these footprints in the sand in front of the beach house, aren't they yours?
I don't have such ugly footprints! They're probably Mikan's based on how ugly they are. Don't decide that based on ugliness!
Huh. They're not Hiyoko's footprints? That's strange. The footprint I collected from your room matches these footprints perfectly.
Collected? I never gave you permission to collect that, you nasty pedo!
Plus, the footprints left in the sand were facing away from the beach house. Which means, when the owner of these footprints went inside the beach house, they used a different entrance.
A different entrance? Are you talking about the door facing the road that Mahiru's body was leaning against?
Are you saying when that person went inside the beach house, the body hadn't appeared yet?
The door was still accessible when they went in, and wasn't when they left.
Which means something happened in between those two events. Isn't that right, Hiyoko?
Ah! I remember now! I remember when I went to the beach house!
So you finally decided to confess.
I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but going for walks in the morning is my daily routine.
I've never heard of that daily routine before.
And that's when I went to the beach house. I went there on my morning walk.
I see. If you went there during your morning walk, that doesn't have anything to do with the case at all.
Don't believe her so easily, dumbass. She's obviously lying.
Huh? It's a lie?
People who call other people liars are usually liars themselves. If you say I'm lying, prove it. Can you even prove that I'm lying? There's no way a bunch of worthless idiots like you guys would be able to do that.
Oh, but there is. Shower room, iron barred window. Letter on Mahiru, for sure.
I did go to the beach house. But only during my morning walk.
No, that's wrong! Only during your morning walk, huh? Will you still claim that after you take a look at this letter?
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m. Seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Too bad if they start suspecting us.
That letter! It's the one Mahiru had, right?
I see. So Hiyoko was able to arrange a meeting with Mahiru by exchanging letters with her.
What is that letter? I'm serious, I don't know.
Oh, snap! I remember now. I totally saw you.
Huh?
Me and Hajime met up at the diner around 3 p.m. to go to the beach. I saw you about 30 minutes later, so it should have been around 3:30 p.m.
I see. So if she met Mahiru at 2:30 p.m., killed her, then ran away afterward, I think 3:30 p.m. is a reasonable time for you to have witnessed Hiyoko.
You're wrong! You're totally wrong!
Now that you mention it, you also passed by the diner, Fuyuhiko. So you should have seen Hiyoko too, right?
No, I didn't. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I wasn't even paying attention to the beach house. I went straight back to my cottage after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
For some reason, that sounds suspicious too.
It's the truth. Deal with it.
Just leave him alone. It'd be a waste of time to question him any further. Anyway, That letter in Kazuichi's testimony says it all. You were meeting up with Mahiru at the beach house.
Seriously? I don't know. I didn't even write that letter. I'm telling the truth. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
Is
Thanks.
she really crying? Or is she faking it?
She's probably faking it.
We can assume she summoned Mahiru with the intention of killing her all along. That's why she wrote a letter to let her know where to meet, so the others wouldn't find out. And then you went ahead to the beach house, hid yourself in a specific place, and waited for Mahiru. There's evidence for that too.
The only place I can think of where Hiyoko was hiding is probably that place, right? This place right there.
Here! The place where Hiyoko was hiding. Are you talking about the closet?
Yes, that's right. The gummy candy we found on the floor is the evidence. Hiyoko, your favorite candy is gummies, correct?
What's a gummy? I've never eaten something like that before.
Oh, you're pathological.
I have captured the true character of this mystery. Hiyoko, who summoned Mahiru to the beach house, hid inside the closet like a familiar. When she saw her chance, she attacked her like an evil spirit and left the beach house like a swift wind.
But Hiyoko miscalculated that Mahiru's body would be blocking the door at that time. Because of that, she was only able to leave from the beachside door and ended up
Nah,
leaving
it
the
wasn't Hiyoko now. It wasn't her. Damn
We have
it.
presented the proof.
So it
my
was
poor
Sonya,
Dark
I
Davis
think.
of this-
It's a trap. This is obviously someone's trap.
Who's someone? Whose trap is it?
It must be that one person. You know, the one with the mask, maybe? The one with the mask? There was a suspicious mask at the beach house, right? Whoever was wearing that could be the real killer.
You're the one who wore that mask and killed Mahiru, right?
There's no way I'd wear such a childish mask. Is your brain fried or something?
That is right. It cannot be Hiyoko. That mask belongs to Sparkling Justice!
Huh? Sparkling what now?
That mask says it all! Sparkling Justice is hiding on this island! Which means the legendary serial killer Sparkling Justice is the one who killed Mahiru!
Why, you? If you continue to say such foolish things, I shall tear you limb from limb.
Don't blame Miss Sonya. It's just a difference between cultures. Culture shock, you know?
Hiyoko, why don't you just admit it already? You're being unreasonably stubborn.
It's all in your heads. Oh, why can't you understand? I'm not the killer.
It's true that Hiyoko is suspicious, but there's something strange. Something doesn't make sense. I can't help but feel like we're being directed by someone. Footprints on the beach, trash can, yellow gummy, killer's escape route. Yeah, it has to be the killer's escape route.
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap.
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
Oh, that is...
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy.
Yeah.
You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru. And afterward, you fled from the beach house.
At the time, the door facing the road was blocked by the body. So you were forced to flee from the beachside entrance.
And that's how you left your footprints!
What? Oh, okay. Well then, like, alright.
Damn it!
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's
Gummy
conclusion.
bag, footprints on the beach.
Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
Trash can, yellow
I'm
gummy.
telling you, it's a trap.
There's no doubt.
It has to be
You
the
went to the
escape
beach
route.
And weren't you also... So that's when you...
You waited for your chance to... And afterward, you fled from the beach house.
At the time, the door facing the road was blocked by the body. So you were forced to flee from the beachside entrance.
And that's how you left your footprints!
Was it blocked by the body, though?
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
That is...
And weren't you up?
Hold on. Let me look at this trash can real quick. There were a bunch of empty plastic bottles inside the trash can of the beach house. They were probably drinks from the refrigerator. Alright. Footprints on the beach. The trail leads from the beach house and loops around toward the road. The footprints were Hiyoko's. The door, what? Estimated time of death is around 3 p.m. The door was blocked by the body when she left, wasn't it? Wouldn't it have been? Would it have been? The yellow gummy found in the closet of the beach house, right? I'm trying to think of what could refute her being in the closet with the yellow gummy. The gummy bag. Apparently there were a lot of these inside Hiyoko's room. Each bag comes with 4 flavors: strawberry, melon, grape, and orange. Oh, shit!
Also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy!
No, that's wrong!
See, it pays to reinvestigate.
About that gummy, did Hiyoko really drop it?
The only one childish enough to eat gummies is that midget over there.
You're a midget too, you know. You're the one who worries about never getting taller.
It's true Hiyoko likes to eat gummies, but she only eats a specific brand.
The brand of gummies you eat only have strawberry, melon, grape, and orange flavors, right?
Huh? But what about the lemon flavor? The gummy at the crime scene was yellow, so it obviously looked like it was lemon
Did
flavor.
Mikon do this?
Huh? That gummy is yellow?
At this point, the investigation's pretty wide open.
And it's not mine! The ones I eat
The only
don't
reason I
have any
suspected it
yellow
was
gummies.
Sonya was because she knew about the serial killer with the mask. And wanted to maybe throw people off the trail with it.
What?
That's right. None of the gummy bags in her cottage had any yellow ones.
Then we can't assume Hiyoko is the one who dropped that yellow gummy. See? Didn't I tell you? It's definitely a trap! Damn it! Who would set a trap like this? I'll get my revenge. I'm gonna bop you on the head with all my might.
Hold on, you little bitch! You think you're in the clear just because of a little gummy? Don't be stupid, I'm not done backing you into a corner yet!
Okay, we'll do this again. Footprints on the beach, yellow gummy, iron-barred window, gummy bag, Mikon's autopsy report. Maybe the autopsy report. I mean, let's see.
We're not done with Hiyoko yet! There's still a huge piece of evidence left!
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence. And we can thank Mahiru for it!
What does that mean?
Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and blocked the door to the road. Thanks to
Okay,
her-
so yeah,
We
we'll
have the
definitely...
That's right, I left those footprints during my morning walk.
We're not done with Hiyoko, there's still a huge...
You're talking about the footprints.
It's true, that's an... And we can thank
What does that mean?
Mahiru used her last ounce...
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong! Let me tell you why that's not right at all.
Mahiru didn't block the door. Her death was
Her
instant.
death was instant.
Instant death?
Instant death, yes.
According
to my autopsy. Yes.
Yes.
There is no doubt that
There's
Mahiru
no
died
doubt
instantly.
that Mahiru...
If you keep making shit up, I'll fucking kill you!
I'm sorry.
Ryuhiko, you cannot do that. Only a coward threatens women.
I'm pretty sure her death was instant, too. I mean, her injury was only a single blow. That's why Mahiru isn't the one who blocked the door. Someone else used her body to block it.
Someone else?
The killer, of course. They're the one who blocked the door with Mahiru's body. That's why there were bloody drag marks left on the floor.
But why did the killer block the door?
Just ask Hiyoko. She's the killer after all.
Seriously, that's not true!
Let's assume Hiyoko is the killer. Wouldn't that mean she's also the one who dragged the body? If she handled a body that bloody, I think her clothes or skin would have been stained with blood.
Huh? But when I saw her,
It would have
she
had to
was-
have been somebody who went swimming.
She was clean.
Was it Akane?
I told you I wasn't the killer!
And her blood was just about fighting Nekomaru?
Yay! With this, my
Where,
innocence
but like
is
she wasn't. It
proven!
wasn't that for some reason.
I won't let you look down on me! We haven't decided that yet!
Hey, Fuyuhiko. Why do you keep insisting that Hiyoko is the killer?
Shut up! I'm telling you, she's the killer! That little bitch is definitely the killer!
Nah. Oh, now we gotta. I hate this so much. This is the sword thing.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it!
That's not what I meant.
She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Hiyoko is the only killer I can think of!
Okay, so the footprints on the beach.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it! She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Hiyoko is the only killer I can think of!
Yeah, so you do that. Now we can
If
advance.
Hiyoko moved the body, then she should be covered in blood.
So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the beach house!
Oh, it doesn't work.
After she moved the body, she just washed it off in the shower.
Hell yeah!
Allow me to
That's
cut
the first
through
time I've
those
ever
words.
done it first try. The last time I had no idea what to do.
No, washing it off in the shower is impossible, because the shower in the beach house was out of order.
Out of order?
I'm terribly sorry. I haven't had any time to actually repair it.
Then maybe she took her clothes off to move the body, and when she was done, she put them back on.
Are you saying I did something that perverted?
Hiyoko took off her clothes before committing murder? No, that should be impossible. She can't get undressed by herself. Hiyoko can't get undressed by herself?
Damn it!
Oh, she can't get dressed by herself? Right, okay. I knew it was one or the other.
Listen to me, Fuyuhiko. Hiyoko mentioned this before.
Hiyoko mentioned this before. I can't help it. I can't tie my kimono sash by myself.
Which means Hiyoko can't change by herself. It's impossible for her to put on and take off her clothes.
What?
Oh yeah, she couldn't even tie her sash on her own. That's why she couldn't take a bath and smelled bad.
I didn't smell, and it only smelled a little.
Oh, wasn't changing inside the beach house prohibited in the first place?
Yes, if you broke the rules, I'm pretty sure Monokuma wouldn't have kept quiet.
Damn right! I'm such a stickler for the rules that even safari park rangers want nothing to do with me. If she didn't change her clothes, then what did Hiyoko do with the blood that got on her?
Like I've been saying, the blood wasn't on me in the first place, because I never touched Mahiro's body.
Hey, if you think about it the other way around, does that mean whoever was covered in blood is suspicious? Cause if so, I believe Akane was soaked with blood when we all met up to go to the beach.
Didn't I tell you that was because I got beat up by Coach Nekomaru?
I can attest to that. If I hadn't gotten that rough with her, she never would have backed down.
Doubting me, of all people. You got some nerve. All right, I'll bend your body in half so you're stuck in a bowing position for the rest of your life. That actually sounds pretty cool.
The hell it does!
Hey, more importantly, I'm okay now, right? It's okay that I'm not the killer?
Yeah, seems like it.
See? I already told you. There's no way I'd kill Mahiru. 'Cause Mahiru taught me how to wear a kimono, and she was very, very kind. There's no way I would kill a nice person like her. Why wouldn't you believe me earlier? You guys are stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Hiyoko, please don't cry. Everything is fine now, right?
Shut the hell up, pig barf! I hope you get a hangnail and die!
I'm sorry for being pig barf.
More importantly, Fuyuhiko's behavior earlier was definitely strange. Getting so worked up and accusing Hiyoko of being suspicious? Could it be, does he actually have something else in mind?
Hey, Hiyoko. Now that our suspicions have been addressed, can you tell us the truth?
Huh?
Even though you're not the killer, you still went to the beach house, right?
Like I said, it was a trap!
Yeah, I got that already, so... Can you give us the details about that trap?
I would like to know too. It might lead to some kind of clue.
Fine. You want me to talk, huh? Earlier this morning, Mahiru was the one who came up to me. She asked if we could meet up later.
Huh? But didn't you say earlier?
Nah, she never talked to me at all. Man, what a surprise. Didn't expect you to ask me such an easy question.
Damn it! So that was a lie?
'Cause I thought it'd be doubted if I admitted it. So I figured it was better not to say anything.
So, what was your answer to Mahiru's invitation?
I told her it was fine. I mean, I didn't have a reason to say no. Unlike everyone else here, Mahiru was someone I wasn't embarrassed to be seen with.
You always have to say something snide.
At the time, we were supposed to meet around 2 p.m., but around noon, there was a letter inside my mailbox.
A letter?
Yeah, this one.
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island. The time is still the same at 2 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret until then. Let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Mahiru.
I saw this letter and went to the beach house at that time.
What? Huh. The letter that Hiyoko had, doesn't it clearly contradict that other evidence? Yeah, it clearly contradicts the letter on Mahiru.
I can prove it with this. This letter. Doesn't it look like its contents are different from the letter Mahiru had?
Is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m.
Mahiru's letter said to meet at 2:30 p.m. But in Hiyoko's letter...
About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place? Just want to come still 2 p.m.
Whoa! The meeting times are off.
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach house. It would be plausible if one of them said it. But for both letters to say the same thing?
Hiyoko, since you wrote it, what do you think?
Like I said, I never wrote the letter. How many times do I have to tell you?
It's safe to say a letter was forged by the killer, but which letter did the killer forge? Both.
I see!
The killer must have forged both letters.
The killer forged them so they could manipulate their actions. Yeah, that's how we should think about it.
That seems very likely. In fact, if you compare both letters... Confirmed! Just as I assumed, the handwriting is the same. The content of the letters matches too.
Like this part. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. This part. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. And this part. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while.
The killer forged both of those letters.
In doing so, they were able to control Hiyoko and Mahiru to do their bidding, like a netherworld puppeteer.
So they completely tricked me. And then Mahiru's killer. How mean! Give me back Mahiru!
Really? This is really terrible. I've offered to help so many times. But the killer this time didn't discuss their plan with me at all. It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed of being unreliable.
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this happens. We can just lightly punch him to death later.
So based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m., right, Hiyoko?
What's most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened there?
I fell asleep. Why'd you fall asleep? It's not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine or something.
Medicine? That medicine. Could it be? Did they get it from the drugstore? I thought that place seemed unsafe. They even have prescription medicines laying out in the open.
If you were aware of that from the start, you should have done something about it.
I'm sorry. When I woke up, I was inside a small closet. And when I rushed out, I saw Mahiru's body.
And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a panic!
I was scared. I was really, really scared. Really scared that I couldn't help, but...
The killer probably planned to frame Hiyoko from the start.
Why was there no footprints outside the window, though? If they
And for
escaped
that
out the
reason,
window.
They summoned Hiyoko before Mahiru, put her to sleep, and shoved her inside the closet.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as evidence.
Everything was done to frame Hiyoko as the killer.
That's horrible! I didn't do anything wrong, and I was framed by Mahiru's killer!
Hiyoko, please do not cry. We believe you.
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She might be faking those tears, you know.
This'll never end if you keep being so suspicious.
Isn't that what a class trial is all about? The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other. So if you believe in each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with you.
You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together. The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory. The killer and everyone else. Two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope. Two hopes clashing with each other is poetry in motion. That is what a class trial should be.
Seriously, which side are you on?
I'm on the side of the absolute hope that can overcome any despair. And I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where two hopes clash.
Your stance is neither white nor black, but gray, and you do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying!
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is.
There should be a new clue contained in what Hiyoko has told us. So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
Yep. The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other. Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork. Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma? I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want.
Hey.
Whoa! He's sleeping!
Dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything. If you're stupid enough to trust each other, the only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
The bitter truth. That may be true, but even so, we can't just stand around here all day. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward. Because unless we reveal who among us is Mahiru's true killer, there's no way we'll survive. Suspended?
Well now.
Well then, now that the class trial has reached its climax, I would like to present the answer right here, right now.
Hey!
Huh? You're gonna spoil who the killer is? If I reveal the answer before everyone's ready, they'll all be shocked. They'll all feel despair. You can't! That's seriously a big no-no! But spoiling it right now is innovative, don't you think? The club president and I are powerless against innovation. Who's the club president? So, without further ado, the answer is... Ah! You can't! Everyone, please close your eyes and cover your ears.
Correct!
Correct!
You say
nanu in German when you're surprised. I don't know what you're talking about, but somehow it feels wrong to me. I would like to say my current progress. Yes, thank you. So does this mean we're at the halfway point or at the 2/3 point? All I know is that we're only 35 minutes in, so I got another 20 minutes before this video is over, regardless of what
My heart
happens.
is throbbing like crazy right now. To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room. Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that! Oh, I can't do anything! How annoying! But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hiyoko, now what?
If the killer was luring Hiyoko into a trap, then something that was used there might be a clue.
I mean, at this point, it falls back on Fuyuhiko, right? If it is Fuyuhiko and like it was the whole time, then like I was right 2 episodes ago. But even so, even if that's a predictable outcome, the way that they sort of weaved it around and made you kind of go with it is still very commendable. You know, they made you second guess your instant opinion pretty aggressively, I think.
Do you mean the letter?
No, it was probably the gummy.
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there?
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
Just as I thought.
Just as you thought?
If the killer planted evidence while Hiyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hiyoko fled from the beach house?
The killer returned to the scene of the crime? After I left?
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide! I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there!
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
I wonder. At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think.
Maybe they got in... Maybe instead of escaping through the window, they got in through the window. I want to play a new game. Is that what you're thinking? If so, we prepared the perfect product for you. You will dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer from several questions. It's called the Logic Dive. During the Logic Dive, you will control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. Your task is to reach the goal, the final destination of the Synapse course. You can move sideways with the left stick and accelerate with the R1 button. Press the circle button to brake and the L1 button to jump. There will be various obstacles you will encounter. So make sure you're familiar with these controls so you can reach the goal. On your journey, you will take damage every time you fall into a gap or bump into walls. Also, upon reaching a certain point, there will be branching questions in the course. The answers split into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is right. Okay. Alright, let's do this. She's right. This might be a very important problem. If the killer tampered with the evidence after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house, when did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? Think. If I just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer. Alright, I'm gonna do it! This is weird. This is very weird. Okay, that's a gap, I guess. When did the killer arrive at the beach house? After... Well, it had to be before. Because the killer had to like drug the chick, right? When did the killer leave the beach house? After Hiyoko left. Oh, alright, no, that's cool. I thought yellow was gaps, but I guess that's completely false. I thought blue was gaps. Apparently that's also false. Where was the killer hiding while Hiyoko was unconscious? The beach. Evidently it was not the beach. Okay, so I do actually kind of like how this works then. If you take the wrong path, you just fall. Then they make you choose the right answer. And you don't really lose too much if you guess wrong. Oh god.
It's all coming together.
Oh poor me.
Do you think the killer might have been hiding?
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. How disappointing. Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
At least I'm sick now where the voices are mostly doing themselves.
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful when she stopped being a suspect.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
What are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make a Akane bop you on the head and set you up for good.
I really don't want that to happen to me. I need to answer by any means. The place where the killer was hiding. The place where Hiyoko hasn't looked is... Were they hiding in the trash can? And that's why there were a bunch of bottles? They just like put them up above their head? Oh, that's where the killer was hiding?
Crap!
Oh, unless they were hiding in here.
Crap!
What? Did they hide in the closet?
Here! The killer was probably hiding in the closet.
The closet? That's where I was locked up!
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right? And you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
Ella, it's okay, puppy. The killer made sure to arrange a hiding place in advance. I can only think of one place. That's right, the place where the killer was hiding inside the closet was... Were they hiding in this thing?
Here!
Yeah!
What about the surfboard case in the closet? I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think? Two surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a case. The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place. 'Cause we haven't been on this island that long, so the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
Then, the killer was close to me during that time?
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left, they finally left the surfboard case.
I agree with that as well.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her. If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan. Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
saying whatever you want, even if we didn't ask. All right, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya! Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time. As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right? Is the killer also included? Among those
I
3
had
or
that
more
same
people?
question.
Yeah, that's true, but, well, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
Jeez, you're pretty annoying for noticing something like that. I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction. It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All
That
done.
means that just makes Hiyoko then. Oh, and Kazuichi was the last person to discover it. Which means I do think Fuyuhiko probably happened upon it.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
You're the one who went on a tangent.
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
And after Hiyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hiyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
Yeah, I'm
It's
also
going to be
curious
all right.
about that.
If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too. Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
Now then, I shall explain to you the final feature in the non-stop debates. From this point forward, you'll now be able to use the truth flashback. If you hold down the triangle button, the shape of the reticle will change. If you aim at the remark's weak spot and keep it in that position, you'll be able to memorize it. No, not the flash mercibler. When's the best time to use the flashback? You will not be able to agree with anyone while you're using the truth flashback. That's very helpful. It is only good when refuting points. Thank you for that, at least, then, I guess. Well, you know for the fact that we're gonna have... Yeah, they're only giving me the shower room.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it
They
off.
couldn't have.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
Oh, I have to
They
let
used
go.
something other than the shower.
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and whoosh.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet.
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body? Maybe they were able to wash it off.
No.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it
Hold
off.
up.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet?
Oh yeah, that
Maybe
doesn't
they
work.
wore one when they moved the body.
Let me memorize the point.
If
Why are
they
you?
use something other than the shower,
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
I'm so confused.
As someone who
They won't let
flushes
me
their shit
memorize
every
it. It
morning,
just
I
said
can
you hold
declare
triangle to
it would
memorize it.
Definitely
Give me the controls
block the
again.
toilet.
Fire, truth, bullet, R1, concentrate. Yeah. Let's fast forward. Weak spots, firing truth bullets, loading truth bullets, truth bullet flat. If you target a weak spot and then hold down the triangle button, you can use that weak spot. Except it wouldn't let me do it. I've been holding triangle.
Maybe it's the other way around. Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
maybe they were able to wash
I'm
it
doing
off.
it and it doesn't do it. I'm so mad.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it.
They couldn't use the shower.
So washing it off would have been impossible.
It takes so long. I had to
Didn't have to use
concentrate.
the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower,
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
As someone who flushed, it would definitely
Maybe it's the other way around. Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body.
maybe they were able to wash it off.
No. I do think it was a
What did the
wetsuit.
killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed.
They couldn't use the shower, so washing it off.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet?
Hi, excuse me.
Maybe
Oh,
they wore one when they
memorize
moved
your
the body.
If they used something other than the shower,
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
Oh, can you
They
not
cut it up and
As someone who
analyze
flushed, it would definitely
Maybe
that?
it's the other perhaps
Okay,
someone
well
other-
then
maybe they
alright.
were
No,
able to wash it off.
What did the killer do with the blood on?
Maybe they simply.
They couldn't use the
But
shower.
it says you can
right?
only use it to refute
So
points.
washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
what about the wetsuit? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower,
If they use something other than the shower.
What did they do with the blood?
They cut it up and
As someone who flushed, it would definitely
Maybe it's the other. Perhaps someone other.
maybe they were able to wash it off.
Okay. There's only 2 weak spots, so like one has to contradict
What
the
did
other.
the killer do with the blood on?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been
No, that's wrong.
They could have used the beach water, right?
If they just needed to wash off the blood, they didn't necessarily have to use the shower. They could have just as easily used something else.
something other than the shower. Like what?
Used to what? The toilet? The sea. The drinks inside the refrigerator. Ooh! Oh, baby! The plan comes together.
Drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
I've seen through it. In theory, but that's impossible.
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
Okay. Comes a metal bat. Trash can is gonna be what it is, almost certainly.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator. However, try one bottle. It wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down!
I know, that's why they used like 20,000
We
bottles,
can't
you
assume
idiot.
they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Because they were in the trash
Allow
can,
me
you
to cut through
bitch.
those words. No, there were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can.
Sorry to let my dog out for a second.
Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Oh, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
Huh? You should have said so sooner.
Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of the shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, that person would be...
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
It is Sonia!
See? Just as I thought.
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that splattered onto them, the killer, Mahiru's killer, must be that person. Because who was the one wearing the wetsuit? What?
Damn it!
Must be... What? Who? What person, then? The killer used water bottles. How the killer washed their body. What? I'm so confused. How they with water? They washed it with water bottles. Who would do it, or who wouldn't do it? Was it Peiko?
You're the only one!
Well, shit, it was Peiko.
Peko. Is it you?
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
Alright, I don't understand the water bottle part.
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
Oh! You were all wet.
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent! Say something!
Hold on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right? So maybe she really was swimming!
No one even saw her swimming.
No. I saw her.
Huh?
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home. So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Hold on. That's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
It's just a coincidence. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. I went straight back to the hotel, didn't see anyone.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's a killer! We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house!
Now that you mention it...
Were they in on it together?
The roadside door was blocked. And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Peko is.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
We might have an answer.
Huh?
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
Killer's escape route. In fact, the only possible thing is the small window in the shower room.
I see.
If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is...
I'm still not seeing motive here.
Well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
Huh. Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it.
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone?
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside.
Of course not! That would violate the school trip rule!
Littering is not allowed.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
No, they just have to use an object.
Like a sword?
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object. I see. You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
Huh? Pekka was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
No! Please don't be violent!
Even if the killer used an object to escape out the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hid it somewhere. If that's the case, focus and think. The object the killer used. Is it 5 letters? No, it's not. It's not M. It's not... Okay, I don't need that anymore. B. It is B. That's not S. B-R-O-K-E. Broken sword? But it's not broken. I doubt it's that. No, it's ba. Oh, I didn't know you could just get rid of them after that. Wow. I still don't have really any clue at all. Bam. Why do you have to go and be specific? That just pissed me off. Oh my god, just say sword. You don't have to say bamboo sword and throw me completely off the scent. I am very upset by this. That is a cheap trick, and I don't abide it. Alright, that stays there for now. Into the D! It's the only time you'll ever hear me say that.
I got it! Heko, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right? If I recall correctly, you had it then too. Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
Yeah. Heko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily! Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Miss Sonia?
Ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, do you have anything to say?
Okay, that's gonna do it for this episode real quick. The next one is gonna be the end, probably. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, and whatnot. I'll see you guys next time.